Dear students, I am Dr. Josna Shirsagar, Assistant Professor, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, College of Agriculture, Baramati. Today we are discussing new topics, somatic hybridization and hybrid. Somatic hybridization means what? Or why you choose the somatic hybridization? The sexual hybridization in a higher plant is a valuable tool for the conventional plant breeding to improve the cultivable crops. It involves the artificial cross fertilization between the genetically dissimilar individuals to combine several desirable traits present in a different varieties into one single variety. Unfortunately, conventionally, hybridization is a limit to only a very closely related species. Until recently, sexual hybridization was a total failure for distantly related plant species as well as sexually incompatible plant species. Therefore, if a system could be developed for a transferring a genetic information between a widely different plant species, it would provide the basis for the technology to overcome the limitations of conventional sexual hybridization. Then, in a protoplast technology, from any two genotypically different plants, protoplasts are isolated from the somatic cells and are experimentally fused to obtain the parasexual hybrid protoplast. So, the in vitro fusion of plant protoplast derived either from the somatic cell of a same plant or from a two genetically different plants is called as somatic hybridization. What is the definition of somatic hybridization? Somatic hybridization is a technique which allows the manipulation of cellular genome by a protoplast fusion. Development of hybrid plants through the fusion of somatic protoplast of a two different plants, species or the varieties is called as somatic hybridization. The term protoplast has been defined as the part of the plant cells that lies within the cell wall. It's called as protoplasm. Then the protoplast is therefore a naked cell surrounded by the plasma membrane and is a potentially capable of cell wall regeneration, growth and division. These are the different methods of protoplast fusion. It involves mixing of two different genomes and can be achieved by a spontaneous or induced fusion methods. One is the spontaneous fusion method. Protoplasts during the isolation often fuse the spontaneously and this phenomenon is called as spontaneous fusion. Simply, physical contact is sufficient to bring about the spontaneous fusion among the similar parental protoplast. During the enzyme treatment for the isolation of protoplast, it is found that protoplast from the adjoining cell fuse through their plasmodesmata to form the multinucleated protoplast. In a spontaneous fusion, cells are fused is natural process as is observed in case of egg fertilization. During the course of enzymatic degradation of a cell walls, adjoining protoplast may fuse to form a homokaryocytes. These fused cells may sometimes contains high number of nuclei. It is a 2 to 40. The frequency of a homokaryons formation was found to be high in a protoplast isolation from the dividing cultures. The spontaneous fusion of a two or more adjoining somatic protoplasts is of no practical use, but this may be important in studies of nature and function of Plasmodesmata, the physiology and control of mitosis in a multinucleated cells and a nuclear fusion. Perhaps the spontaneous fusion has some practical importance for chromosome doubling. The next second method is induced fusion method. Then the fusion of freely isolated protoplast from the different source with the help of fusion inducing chemical agents is known as induced fusion methods. Normally, isolated protoplasts do not fuse with each other because the surface of isolated protoplast carries negative charges around the outside of the plasma membrane, and thus there is a strong tendency for a protoplast to repel one another due to their same charges. So, this type of fusion needs a fusion inducing chemical agents or the system which actually reduce the electronegative charges of the isolated protoplast and allow them to fuse with each other. Isolated protoplast can be fused by induction, and these are several fusion inducing agents which are collectively referred to as fusogens. And for the examples like sodium nitrate, high glycol, polyvinyl alcohol, isozymes, concavalina, electrofusion, dextran and dextran sulfate, fatty acids and esters. These are the different examples of induced fusion methods. These are the different treatments given to protoplast for the combined two protoplast. First treatment is the sodium nitrate. Induced fusion by a sodium nitrate was first reported by Pawar et al. In the year 1917. Isolated protoplasts are exposed to a mixture of 5.5% carried sodium nitrate in a 10% sucrose solution. Incubation is carried out for 5 minutes at 35 degree centigrade. Centrifugation for 3 minutes at a 200 x gram. Fusion of isolated onion subprotoplast plasmolysed with a sodium salt was achieved for the first time by the Kuster in the year 1909. Subsequently, Michels in the year 1937 demonstrated fusion between the protoplast using the potassium nitrate as a plasmolysticum, and Pawar et al. In the year 1970 reported sodium nitrate induced fusion of cereal root protoplast. By this method, equal densities of a protoplast from two different sources are mixed and then centrifuged at 100 gram for 5 minutes to get a dense pellet, and this is followed by addition of 4 ml of 5.5% sodium nitrate in a 10 0.2% sucrose. So, suspended protoplasts are kept in a water bath at a 35 degree centigrade for 5 minutes and again centrifuged at a 200 gram for a 5 minutes. The pellets is one again kept in a water bath at a 30 degree centigrade for 30 minutes. The fusion of protoplasts take place at the time of incubation. Using the above principle, intra and interspecific fusion have been achieved by several workers. However, sodium nitrate is a toxic to cell at a fusogenic concentration. The frequency of fusion is not very high in these methods. Yet, it is useful only for the protoplast derived from the meristematic cell. Then high pH and sodium calcium ion treatment. In the year 1973, Keller and Melcher from the Germany develops a method to effectively induce the fusion of the tobacco protoplast at a high temperature 30 degree centigrade in a media containing high concentration of calcium ions. At the highly alkaline conditions, pH is a 10.5, equal destinies of the protoplasts are taken in a centrifuge tube and the protoplasts are spun of 100 gram for 5 minutes and the pellets is suspended in a 0.5 ml of the medium. The centrifuge tube contains the protoplast at high pH or calcium ions is placed in a water bath at the 30 degree centigrade for 10 minutes and is a spoon at a spin at a 5 gram for 3 to 4 minutes and this is followed by keeping the tubes in a water bath for 40 to 50 minutes. About 20 to 30% protoplasts are involved in this fusion experiment. The different protoplasts in one solutions are together treated with a condition like a high calcium and high pH so that they fuse together. In some cases, such extreme conditions has proved to be a toxic to a certain protoplast. Then this is the protocol of somatic hybridization. These are the basic points of fusion of protoplast and a somatic hybridization. First is the isolation of protoplast. Second one is the fusion of the protoplast obtained from the different species to produce a viable heterokaryons. Then identification and selection of somatic hybrids. Fourth one is the culture of the hybrid cells and fifth one is the regeneration of hybrid plants. These are the different methods used in a protoplast fusion. One is the isolation of protoplast in which you separate the protoplast from the plant's tissues and then you take a different methods for evaluation or the multiplication of protoplast. Then one method is the mechanical method and second one is the enzymatic method. This is the protocol for isolation of protoplast. Firstly, you take a parents of A and parents B. Then it is treated with the fusion chemicals. Isolated protoplast is treated with some fusion chemicals and aggregate or aggregates or protoplast, and protoplast are fused. Then planting of fused protoplast in a petri plate, and a selection of hybrid colonies. Then next step is the transfer of callus to different medium, and after transferring the different medium, selection of somatic hybrid plants. These are the protocol of somatic hybridization. Then what is the mechanical method or mechanical fusion? In this process, the isolated protoplasts are brought into the intimate physical contact mechanically under the microscope using the micro manipulator and perfuse a micropipette, and this micropipette is a partially blocked within a 1 mm of the tip by a sealed glass rod, and this way the protoplasts are retained and compressed by the flow of liquid, and by this technique occasions fusion of protoplast has been observed. Then disadvantages of mechanical method. This is the use for vacuoled cells like onion, bulb, scales, radish and beetroot tissues. It's giving the low yield of protoplasts. It is a laborious and a tedious process. It is the low protoplast viability. Then next method is the enzymatic method. This is the enzymatic method process, in which firstly you take a leaf, then these leaves are sterilized with the different sterilizing agent, then removal of epidermis. Then after removing the epidermis, plasmolyze your cells with the help of pectinase and cellulose, and another cells are plasmolyzed in a pectinase. In pectinase plus cellulose, protoplasts are released, and another is plasmolyzed cells in pectinase solutions, release of isolated cells are collected, and again these released isolated cells are dipped into the cellulose solutions and protoplasts are released. In first one process, plasmolyzed cells are dipped into the pectinase and cellulose solutions, then protoplasts are released. Then isolate the protoplast from these solutions. Then in another test tube, you take a plasmolyzed cells, then dip into the pectinase, then release the isolated cells, then these cells are again dip into the cellulose, and then protoplasts are released, and then you isolate the protoplasm. Okay, you differently take these procedures. First, you combine the pectinase and cellulose. In another test tube, you separately dissolve your cells in a pectinase and cellulose solutions. This is the method of isolation of protoplast from the enzymatic method. Then enzymatic methods is a use for variety of tissues and organs including leaves, petioles, fruits, roots, coleoptiles, hypocotyles, stems, shoot apex, embryo, microspores. Mesophyll tissues are a most suitable source. This method gives a high yield of protoplasm. Then it is easy to perform, and this is the more protoplast viability. This method is better than the mechanical method, and mostly preferred this method. Enzymatic method is mostly preferred by the different peoples or the scientists. Then somatic hybridization. The techniques of hybrid production through the fusion of isolated somatic protoplast under in vitro conditions and subsequent development of their products to a hybrid plants is known as somatic hybridization. In somatic hybridization, the nucleus and the cytoplasm of both the parents are fused in the hybrid cells. Sometimes nuclear genome of only one parent but cytoplasmic genes plastome from both the parents are present in the fused hybrids which known as cybrid or the cytoplasmic hybrid. Then, somatic hybridization involves the following aspects: fusion of protoplasm, selection of hybrid cells, and third one is the identification of hybrid plants. Then, one by one, we are discuss the different chemicals methods of isolation of protoplasm. Then polyethyl glycol treatment. What is the polyethyl glycol treatment? This has proved to be one of the most effective method for the protoplast fusion. The cells are treated with a concentration of around 30% polyethyl glycol which binds to a plasma membrane, and this is treated with the calcium solutions which being a cationic binds to polyethyl glycol. During a washing the polyethyl glycol out the plasma lemma leading to fusion of protoplast in a close proximity. In the year 1974, Kao and Michaluk from the Canada discovered the another fusion inducing chemicals polyethyl glycol, which is the most effective agent discovered so far. Many fusion experiments are performed by a polyethyl glycol. Polyethyl glycol induces the protoplast aggregation and a subsequent fusion, but the concentration and the molecular weight of the polyethyl glycol are important with the respect to fusion. Then electrofusion technique. Recently, mild electrical simultaneous or stimulus is being used to fuse a protoplast. This technique is known as electrofusion of a protoplast. Two glass with the protoplast, two glass capillary microelectrodes are placed in a contact with the protoplast. An electrical field of a low strain gives rise to dielectrophoresis, dipole generation within the protoplast suspensions, and this lead to per chain arrangement of protoplast. The number of protoplasts within the pearl chain depend upon the pollution density of the protoplast and distance between the electrodes. Subsequent application of high intensity electric impulsions for some microsecond results in the electric breakdown of membrane and subsequent fusion. Then, how to select the hybrid cells? The protoplasts are actually involved in the fusion. After the fusion process, the protoplast populations consist of heterogeneous mixture of unfused chloroplast, homokaryons and heterokaryons. It is therefore necessary to select the hybrid cells. The commonly used methods employed for the selection of hybrid cells are biochemical, visual and cytometric method. Then culture of hybrid cells. Hybrid cells are cultured on suitable medium provided with the appropriate culture conditions. Then regeneration of hybrid plants. Plants are induced to regenerate from hybrid calli. These hybrid plants must be at least partially fertile in addition to having some useful property to be of any use in a breeding scheme. What is the hybrid? Hybrid is the cytoplasmic hybrid where the nucleus is derived from only one parent and the cytoplasm is derived from both the parents are referred to as hybrid. The phenomenon of formation of hybrids regarded as a hybridization. Then normally hybrids are produced when a protoplast from two phytogenetically distinct species are fused. Genetically are hybrids only for the cytoplasmic trait. This is the procedure of hybrid. You take a protoplast from one parent and protoplast from the another parent. Then fuse together and fuse the protoplast with the help of fusogen. The hybrid protoplast is cultured to regenerate the hybrids. The nucleus of protoplast A eliminated the hybrid and protoplast is formed. And you regenerate the hybrid plants. This is the procedure of hybrid formation. Then advantages of somatic hybridization. Production of novel interspecific and intergeneric hybrid. Pomato, hybrid of potato and tomato. Production of fertile diploid and polyploid from the sexually sterile haploids, triploids and aneuploids. Transfer gene transfer gene for a disease resistance, abiotic stress resistance, herbicide resistance and many other quality characters. Then limitations of somatic hybrids. It is a poor regeneration of hybrid plants. It is the non-viability of fused products. It is not successful in all plants. Means somatic hybridizations are not successfully in all crops or the plants. Somatic hybridization production of unfavorable hybrids. It is a lack of an efficient method for selection of hybrids. It is a no confirmation of expression of particular trait in somatic hybrids. Thank you so much everyone for listening my lecture. Thank you.